The first thing I noticed when I arrived at the lake was that it was remarkably clear. It looked like there was somewhere around 15-foot visibility. That and the lake had a tremendous amount of aquatic vegetation. So as far as a report goes for this lake, I fished the main lake for a while, but I was only able to find largemouth in that 10 to 14 inch range. I fished for catfish and only found them in that 9 to 13 inch range, and panfish, those ranged a lot. I got those, the little guys, from about 3 inches all the way up to about 9 inches. Most of the bigger fish were shellcrackers, and those ones averaged around 8 inches for me. After exploring the main lake for a while, I took a john boat to the northern end of the lake and traveled up Jackson Creek until I hit a log jam in it. I fished around that log jam and quickly found a large number of shellcrackers, long-ear sunfish, warmouth, and some small bass. This spot was by far the most productive place on the whole lake that I found. Another interesting spot that Yellowwood State Forest has is the pool formed by the spillway at the southern edge of the lake. At least in the summer when I visited the spillway, it was absolutely full of fish. The water was also crystal clear there. This spot held a great number of bluegill, a school of small crappie, some largemouth bass. I even saw some suckers and smallmouth buffalo in there. There was really about every species in there. It was just a matter of if you could get past the sunfish to catch them. So my final impressions of this lake as of 2016 is that it still holds some nice panfish. Most of the big panfish I found were shellcrackers, but I did find a few big bluegill. But if you could find where they were holding, it seemed like you get into a good number of them. The bass fishing didn't seem to be as good. Most of the fish I caught were right at that 12-inch range, though I didn't really fish any of the deep water, so that might be the reason I caught little fish. The stocking reports I looked into said that this lake had been stocked with plenty of catfish. All the catfish I caught looked like what is typically stocked into lakes around here. Nothing big, but they were fairly easy to catch. I was unable to find any population of perch in this lake. I might not know what I'm doing when I'm looking for perch, so that might be the reason, or there might not be such a big population anymore. I didn't do any fishing for crappie in the main lake, so I can't tell you if there are any of those left. I hope this report helps any of you guys trying to plan a trip out there. I know I had a lot of trouble finding any information, so hopefully this gives you kind of something to put your expectations at. If you guys have some different information about this lake, if you've had different results, I would love to know about it, because I really enjoyed fishing this lake. It's a very different experience than most of the lakes here in the very southern end of Indiana. So as always, guys, good luck and tight lines.